All right, well, that was a lot of information to take in. Hopefully you all internalize it because it's good information and can help you improve greatly. But I'm sitting here with a couple of victorious members of Cloud9, Jensen and Sneaky. After taking out NRG, who sat just below you in the standings, you guys are keeping yourselves in that conversation for top two right next to CLG. I want to start first, though, with something that we've kind of noticed, maybe a trend or just a pattern here with Cloud9. You guys seem to be incredibly comfortable playing single tank or single frontline compositions, whereas a lot of other NALCS teams we've witnessed are looking for at least two frontliners. We'll see it come from the support and the jungler, or the top laner and the jungler. You guys, though, in this game and in games prior, a lot of times it's just Rush being the tank. Maybe an Alistar creeps in there. Is there any reason, Jensen, that you can speak to why Cloud9 is so comfortable playing with only one frontliner?
Well, we know Rush will do his job as a frontliner, and I don't think we particularly look to only run one tank. It just happens, and we just pick what we feel comfortable playing, and it just works out.
How does a smaller frontline affect the way that you approach a team fight, knowing that you have less barriers between their threats and you two, for example, being two of the bigger carries?
Well, with all comp, we kind of had a lot of options what we could do in team fights. We could either dive in or just hit their front line. So we kind of have to go for different approaches to a team fight, and because our front line won't last as long as theirs. So if we can try to get on their back line, we can also win the fight.
Okay, all this aside, though, something has very clearly clicked for Cloud9 this split. You guys are in that conversation for top two, and this is what I really want to focus on. Sneaky, can you pinpoint for us what it is about this team that changed between last split, this split, the first few weeks, and these later weeks that really turned things on for you guys?
I'd just say we're having a good time, honestly. We're having a lot of fun during our scrims. We're not screwing around a lot of time, but even in losses, we're happy about it. I mean, not specifically that we lost, but our attitudes about the game are just more happy than they used to be. Obviously, we had some pretty big changes last split because we had to switch out junglers and stuff, but now we're just here with a whole new roster with high support in Rush jungle, and it's working out well just because we're good friends.
Yep, camaraderie and good vibes are always helpful. You mentioned the roster swap, bringing in a new jungler, Rush. I want to kind of pinpoint your relationship with Rush. Something that a lot of people pointed to was how that synergy would develop between the jungler and the mid laner. So in a similar line of questioning to what I just threw to Sneaky, if we zero in on just your relationship with Rush, how have you two been improving this split to make sure that you can perform at this top NA level?
Well, at first, me and Rush, we were always pretty close and good friends, but I feel in the start we didn't synergize that well. Not that there wasn't really anything particular, but I just feel right now we're just playing really strong together as a duo, and we just understand each other a lot better than we did in the start. So now everything is just working out really good for us.
And that clip there that Kobe showed too was a pretty good example of how communication is working just a little bit crisper for you guys. You're the first one to rotate out of the two mid laners, so things definitely turning out for you there. Now what if we pull the conversation all the way back out and we look at all three of the teams that are kind of in that contention for the top two spot? Now TSM did lose today, but TSM, CLG, Cloud9, Sneaky, back to you. What are the major differences between these three teams?
I mean, there's not too many of them since we're all so close in the standings. TSM's one win behind us and CLG, and then we beat CLG last time. We just beat TSM, but we're still tied with TSM. So, I mean, we're all in contention for second. Although I don't think any of us can reach first, unfortunately. But
yeah,
there's no playstyle differences that I can necessarily point out. We're all strong teams. We kind of do what we want to do and just figure out what's the best in the patch.
Now, you mentioned that perhaps it's not quite possible for you guys to reach that #1 slot with Immortals being on the run that they are on. Jensen, I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna press you to maybe come up with a reason why they've been separated from the pack. What is it that Immortals does better than any other team in the NALCS?
I feel they just clicked as a team from the beginning, and they all have playstyles that fit with each other, and then Raynor and Huni coming in together as a strong duo, understand each other very well, and then, yeah, I just feel they just had a pretty good base with how their team worked from the beginning, and that's why I feel they had such a good start and is playing much better than everyone else. I can't really pinpoint any specific reason. I just feel they're just a team that works good together.
Now, early at the very beginning of the day, I pitched the question to Dyrus, which of these top next three teams, TSM, CLG, Cloud9, is going to be the one to take down Immortals if it does happen at any point. He had said TSM if he's going with his heart, Cloud9 if he's going with his head. Right back to you, Jensen. I know that you have no more regular season games against them, but if you come up against them in the playoffs, how confident are you that you guys can take them out when you meet them once again?
I'm feeling pretty confident if we're going up against them. I'm pretty sure we're going to body these fools.
I like it. There it was, ladies and gentlemen. We heard it from Jensen, the mid laner himself. Didn't even have to come from high. They're going to body these fools. Gentlemen, congratulations on the victory today. Can't wait to see you guys play in only 6 days' time. When we come back, Team Impulse and Echo Fox will battle to see who can break the tie and move up the standings. We're back in 3.5. Same.